What's going on, everybody? My name is Denzel Williams and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Google Pixel tablet. Now, Google has stepped away from making tablets for a very long time. It's been roughly a decade since the release of their last tablet, which is part of the Nexus series. And if you can remember, the Nexus 7 was one of their more popular ones. But I think with the Pixel tablet, they've carved out a niche that could be very beneficial for those who are looking for a tablet that also doubles as a smart home hub. But before we get into the tablet, I want to give you a gentle reminder to go ahead and tap that subscribe button if you like what you see. I want to continue to keep growing this community, and I would love to see your feedback and comments and just interaction with me. So go ahead and tap that subscribe button so you can be up to date with all of the latest videos as they release. But now that we've got that out the way, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, going into the unboxing, Google kept it pretty simple. You get the tablet itself, the speaker dock, the power adapter, and of course your quick start guide. Now with most tablets, you don't really get a speaker dock, so I think that's what kind of separates this one from the rest of the tablets out there on the market. With the speaker dock, it does function as your main source of power. But as we can see on the tablet, you do have a USB-C charging cable, in which the USB-C charging cable does not come in the box. So again, the speaker dock is your main source of power, but I think that kind of makes it more of a stationary tablet, which again, as we continue to discuss it, you will see how it makes more sense that it is like that. Well, looking at the tablet, the first thing you notice, I think, is the actual colorway of it, which is this beautiful kind of champagne looking color. But by Google standard, it's called porcelain, but to me, it's more of like a champagne kind of washed gold colorway, which I think is very like elegant, nice. And they also have two other colors as well too, which is like a hazel, which is again like a greenish color, and you do have a rose, which again is like a rose pink color. So again, you got three options that you can pick from, but again, I went with the porcelain color just because I thought it was pretty nice. Taking a closer look at the tablet, we can see that there is a front-facing camera as well as a back-facing camera. In addition to that, you do have 4 total speakers with 2 on each side of the tablet. And then if you turn around on the back, you can see these 4 small silver circles, which again need to be aligned on the speaker dock, and they connect magnetically to be able to charge the tablet as a whole on the speaker dock. Moving into the initial setup, it's pretty simple and very smooth. So if you have an Android device, you can take that information and transfer it over to the tablet, or if you have a saved Google account that you have data stored on, you can move it from there as well. Or in my case, which you can set it up as a brand new device and it'll just walk you through the prompts to get to that point. Now, moving on into the security section of it, the power button does double as a fingerprint scanner. So you do have the ability to set up a fingerprint to where you can unlock and lock your tablet safely. And again, this goes from account to account, which we'll talk about later on. But I thought that was a pretty cool function, and it's similar to the iPad mini that I discussed a while back, in which you can use your fingerprint to be able to lock it and make sure that no unwanted entities can use your tablet if you see fit. With the overall design of the Pixel tablet, I do love the fact that it is an 11-inch screen. It gives you more than enough real estate to be able to use a lot of those everyday apps that you use and also get a good grip on the tablet itself. So for me, with that finish on the back of it, they really did a great job of being able to kind of not make it sticky, but a little bit different as far as other tablets that I've had, and they can become a bit slippery. But with the Pixel tablet, that back matte finish is really something that I think helps you have a firm grip on it when you're not using it and when it's not tied to the dock. And it gives you a better sense of security when you're using it and moving around in the household. But just like most tablets, it is a fingerprint magnet. So keep that in mind and keep your nice cloth around to be able to wipe it down. But I did notice that it wasn't as smudgy, I guess if that's a word, as my iPad. So it seems like Google took the time to really kind of make a screen that was made to kind of be, you know, handled properly. So that's one thing I can tip my hat to. With the camera quality, you do have an 8-megapixel front camera and an 8-megapixel back camera, and the back camera shoots up to 1080p. So, I mean, you're probably not gonna be taking too many professional photographs with these, but if you're just taking casual photos of like stuff in your house, or, you know, for example, kids, or, you know, I don't know, maybe like an occasional flower outside, it'll probably be just fine, but don't expect to get some mind-blowing camera out of the Pixel tablet. But when using the camera, one cool feature that I saw was the ability to use the magic eraser. So it's kind of like my first intro into using Android software, but I was really blown away like how easy it was to use, but also how crazy it was to be able to take something out of a photo and it just be a stock app. Normally you see those in like your more paid apps like Photoshop or something like that, but the fact that you're able to kind of make those slight adjustments within the standard camera app was really cool. So it's very easy to do. All you have to do is select the picture that you want, and then from there you go to edit and then tools, and then you select the magic eraser. And then all of a sudden you draw this circle around whatever you want to disappear, and voila, it's gone. So I thought that was something that was just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like cool for me because you don't get that with other tablets, especially, with Apple products and stuff like that. You have to kind of buy the software, but it's built in. So, give it a try and see if you like it. For those who've never done it before, I'm definitely was like, maybe I can use this for something else, I don't know. For some, using a stylus is a necessity for any tablet that they use, and thankfully with the Pixel tablet, you can use any USI 2.0 stylus pen and it will work just fine. So I was able to pick up one off Amazon and it worked smooth for what I needed for. I was able to draw and kind of just navigate around using the tablet and it worked fine. And even when you hover over some, you'll see that it kind of highlights. So hopefully in the near future, Google will be able to kind of adapt their own personal stylus that maybe have a few shortcuts built into it. And again, I hope they take the feedback from us that we do want a stylus that kind of has those functions. And I think, maybe that's something that could take the next generation of this particular tablet to the next level. Just like the stylus, Google didn't come out with an official keyboard to use, so you can use any Bluetooth keyboard that you would like. I have a Logitech keyboard that I use with my MacBook, and I switched it from my MacBook to the tablet and it worked perfectly fine. There was no lag or delays, and it was a smooth process. And you can also use the on-screen keyboard options as well too. You have three. You have the traditional keyboard that looks just like a normal keyboard that you use on any other tablet, but you also have the floating keyboard, which to me resembles more of a phone, and you can move it around the tablet, wherever you see fit, depending on the application that you're using. And then you also have the split keyboard, which basically splits the keyboard in half and it puts it right there in both of your hands in landscape mode to be able to better type. Or if you wanted to, move it back to standard keyboard, you can do that as well too. So again, all of that is built in on the on-screen keyboard options. But if you wanted to use an external keyboard, you don't have to go out there and buy the most expensive Bluetooth keyboard you can find. You can just use one if you already have one, or just, find a, cheap one on Amazon or something like that to use. Now going into performance, the Pixel tablet showcases the same Tensor G2 chip as the Pixel phone. So if you have the Pixel phone, you know exactly what you're getting out of it. For me, using the multitasking options, being able to pull up a web browser and YouTube at the same time, being able to toss up, let's just say a music app or something, and at the same time being able to take notes, you do have both of those running at the same time. You don't really see any kind of lag or delay. So I thought that was pretty cool. And for me, I doubt I do any of this at the same time, but for those of you who do like to multitask and have multiple things run at the same time, it'll be fine. Now, I did see some complaints as far as using high intensity or just games in general that have high graphics. So be on the side of caution when it comes to that. But for me, if you're playing like Subway Surfer or something like that, it works perfectly fine. So just be on the lookout for that if you're using those type of games that are just a little bit more intense as far as graphics are concerned. You may experience some type of lag and delay, but I think that's pretty common given the fact that this is not built for those type of experiences. In relation to the speaker hub, it does produce pretty good sound. It creates this kind of deep bass when you're listening to something, and it does get pretty loud depending on what you're listening to. So for me, I don't think that it was going to tilt the needle as far as me buying this particular tablet, but it does add on to it. The only thing I kind of was disappointed about that it doesn't function as a Bluetooth speaker by itself. So hopefully in future iterations, Google take that into mind and maybe make the speaker hub a separate Bluetooth And I think that would add an extra layer of like, that's interesting to an already pretty good tablet. So now Google has done a great job of being able to make this tablet really personal, but at the same time being able to use it with multiple people in a household. So you do have the ability to switch between one account to the next, and all of those settings transfer over based upon, you know, whatever account that may be, as also your apps and things of that nature too. So I think that's a pretty cool feature and a pretty cool touch for those who have multiple people in the household. And this kind of becomes, again, like a family tablet to be able to use amongst everybody. Everybody has their own personalized experience when switching from, you know, each individual account. Going into using the tablet as a smart home hub, Google has done a great job of putting all of those settings in one location to where you can access those and be able to set up your screensaver. So if you wanted to use a screensaver with a clock, or if you wanted to use your Google photo library, and you can set up to where it revolves through those photos, or if you want to use some stock photos that Google has as well too. So you have a bunch of different options that you can use for screensavers. In addition to that, you can set up your privacy settings to kind of limit the access for those who may be using the tablet in your household, or if you wanted to be able to set up to where they aren't able to use Hey Google to access a lot of those smart devices and those smart home settings that you have throughout your home. You can kind of set that up there as well too, to be able to limit people's access. So a bunch of different customizable configurations in the settings, so it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to set up your smart home hub the way you see fit. Now, as far as battery life is concerned, Google states that this can last for up to 12 hours on a single charge. But for me, I mean, I left it unplugged from the power adapter for about 2 days, and it was of course at 90%, because when you're using the power adapter, it keeps it from overloading the battery by only taking it up to 90%, and it just kind of just coasts there to not, you know, burn out the battery. So with 2 days of it being off of the AC adapter completely, it got down to like 50%. So they may be onto something with that 12 hours, but again, I think it's more so about if you're using it and how you're using it, and also if you have something that's constantly updating in the background. So again, I think it's just depending on person to person, but as far as battery life, in my experience with it just being idle and off of the power adapter, it gave pretty good battery life. So just keep that in mind when using it also. In regard to pricing, the Pixel tablet goes for $499 for the 128 version and $599 for the 256 version. Now, if you want multiple docks for your household, you can pay $130 a piece for those. And also, if you want the official Google case, it comes in at 80 bucks as well. So not really sure if you want to go get multiple docks. It does make sense for, you know, you don't have to keep it all in one spot, and you can set up those particular locations to be, let's say, kitchen and bedroom and living room, or whatever the situation may be. So you can set them up there, but 130 is a bit steep to be able to set multiple speaker docks around the house. So it's one of those things to think about. But for me, I just went ahead and got the 128 gigabyte version at $499, and it works perfectly well for me. So it's just depending on what you want, and if you wanted to go for the larger option, or if you wanted to go for the 128 version. The main question comes about, who is this tablet for? And for me, I think it's just for the household that honestly has, you know, multiple users in it, and this is just like a leisure tablet. It's not one of those powerhouse tablets, nor do I think Google wants it to be. I think it, again, the combination of it functioning as a tablet and a smart home hub, I think that's the selling point that Google kind of wants to drive. But at the same time, I don't think it's one of those tablets where you can get much use of it in the, I guess, outside of your home. I think for me, it's just more so your day-to-day tablet you use to pick up and maybe search something on the web, or let's say for those who don't have a TV in their bedroom and they just want to watch maybe something on Netflix or Hulu or whatever streaming service that they may have. They want to just watch something quick before they go to sleep. With the 11-inch screen, you have more than enough real estate to watch a good movie on there, and the picture quality and the image quality is really good. So I think that's kind of what this is for and who this is for, but I don't think it's for someone, let's say if you're in college or if you're, trying to use a tablet for professional purposes or anything like that. Definitely not the tablet. There are clearly other options that are a lot better than this one, but if you're looking for a tablet to kind of hold down the fort in your home and really be that centralized location to where everybody can use a tablet. Everybody has their own personal account that they can use, whether it be children or other people in your household that can use it. You have that option with the Pixel tablet, but don't try to make this a workplace professional tablet, because that's not what it's for and that's not who it's for. So in conclusion, should you buy the Google Pixel tablet? Going back to what I've stated earlier, if you fit that category of someone who's looking for a combination tablet of being a smart home hub, in addition to just a regular tablet that you can use for leisure activities, by all means, don't run to the store and buy this. But if you're looking for something that's truly going to kind of be that workhorse tablet, or something that you need to use to accompany you with in workflow or business purposes or what may have you, or school purposes, for example, I don't think this is going to be the one for you. So I think you have to keep that in mind when searching and looking for the tablets. But do I actually like this tablet? I really do. I think for what it does and how it functions really, really well. And I think that for those who, like I said earlier, that particular group of people who are looking for tablets in that market, I think they're gonna have a great time with this particular tablet, and I think they're gonna continue to keep growing with this tablet as well too. I'm hoping that, being that this is a first gen product, Google kind of takes the feedback from consumers like us to really drive home some of those pain points that I think can make the second gen, third gen, in the event that they keep going, a lot better. So hopefully that gives you a better idea if the Google Pixel tablet is the right one for you, and if you fit into that niche of a consumer who wants a tablet but at the same time wants a smart home hub and wanting to combine the two. So again, as always, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and tap that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments below what you think about the Pixel tablet. So until next time, much love, peace.